Hello my beautiful heroes, and welcome back to the My Heroes Quest adventure box. And today we are going to do absolutely magical and fantastic algorithm, and we're gonna be working on harmonizing our body, our mind, and our soul. You know how sometimes we have too much of the physical body, but our mind is kind of in a fog and we don't feel our soul, or vice versa. So today, without further ado, I don't want to talk much. I want to really get straight into the work itself. So what we're gonna do first is it's kind of like a test. So I'm gonna ask you to draw a shape. It could be a circle, right? It's a harmonious shape. Could be a triangle. A triangle is more of an action, a conflict, a power, a fire, right? Or it could be a rectangular or a square space shape, which means more stable. So the test is, we're gonna start right now. I would like for you to draw 3 shapes. And first shape will represent your body. Second shape will represent your mind, right? And the third shape will represent your spirit or your soul, right? Or like your connection to the higher power, to the universe. And I'm gonna do it with you, and then I'm gonna tell you how to read this test. So I'm gonna ask myself, in this current situation, right? And when we can use this algorithm is when we feel like that something is not balanced, like we're imbalanced right now, right? Like we don't feel like a complete, I guess, being, but something is very distracted and everything is in parts. So I'm gonna ask myself, in this exact moment, how do I feel about my body? How big is it? How small is it? What is the importance of my body right now? I feel like I'm pretty much somewhere in this position. And just try not to press hard, and don't make it very thick line, just somewhere here. So I feel like my body is in harmony right now. I feel in harmony with my body. I work out, I take care of my body. So what about my brain? Like my mind. Where do I feel my mind? I feel my mind is, I would say, this shape. Now it's very active, and it's kind of like in that go get it mode. And what about my soul? I feel like this kind of could be it as of now. So I hope you have your shapes ready. And how to read this algorithm, this test? Well, I'm gonna go and give you an example of what I have here, and you can see for yourself what did you draw just now. So right now I feel my body is quite big, right? Because it's important for me to also feel emotions. That's also another way. Like, do you feel emotions right now? Or maybe if you drew a very huge shape like this, maybe that shows you that you are too much in your emotional, physical state, right? You're paying a lot of emphasis on that, and all the rest is kind of doesn't really, it's not that it doesn't matter, but it's just struggling with size-wise, right? Maybe that's why you feel imbalanced. I'm gonna ask myself, am I okay with this amount, like this body shape? I would say no. I'd say I would like to make my body be a little bit bigger. I'd like to have a little bit more energy. And because in this exact particular moment in my life, I use my body quite a lot, I want to make it slightly bigger. What about my brain? Do I want to have my brain in this shape, in this size? am I okay with my brain being like active, right? And also see if you drew a triangle, which way does it look? Well, like where is it pointing out? So my, right, is the like a same triangle. It's the triangle that points upwards. So I would say yes, I'm okay with this. Size-wise, I think I'm okay with size-wise. So I'm just gonna go ahead and draw just kind of like a final shape for my mind. I'm good with this, it's fine. Yeah. So what also can happen here? If you see that, let's say you have a triangle that's, let me show you, that is shaped like this, right? For instance, you drew this triangle, it's like upside down. Now we're going into the state of how do you want it to be, right? Maybe this is what you have, and how do you want it to be? Well, maybe you want it to look upward. So you're gonna go ahead and draw on top of that. Don't worry about this triangle, we'll deal with this a little bit later. But this is how I want my mind to be. I want it to point up, go upward movement, right? Like thoughts are going, energy is going there. What if you, let's say, maybe you drew a square shape, right? And you feel maybe a little bit stuck, that like in the box, right? Like I don't feel like my mind is creative right now. Well, what do you want instead? Maybe, or maybe vice versa, you want it to be slower. You always can, let's say, go and draw a circle. Like you want to maybe right now for your mind to be a little bit more harmonized, you know, without any angles. So you can do this, or instead of a square space, you can draw, maybe you want this, maybe you want two, maybe you want a movement, and you want like a circle. You want it to be harmonized movement, and that's actually what I'm gonna do right now. It's actually a very interesting thing. So I want it to be a little bit more harmonized, because sometimes I feel like my thoughts are a little bit like sporadic and chaotic. And feel your body, breathe. What about my soul? I feel that lately, because of many different events, and I overcame certain things that was kind of like quite a trauma in my life. I kind of concentrated more on this, also with building business. And my soul, I kind of lost that touch with my soul. And as you can see in my drawing, my soul is detached from me, right? Like if we take this as a shape of you, like it's you, it's your body, my mind is kind of like right there, but my soul is just floating in the space. It's not even attached to me, and I want it to be attached. So what I'm gonna do is I actually would love for it to be this way. And now I'm gonna evaluate, am I okay with this? Am I okay that my mind is smaller than my soul? I would say no. I would say I want it to be maybe the same size. I'm gonna draw another shape. And now when I look at it, I say, yeah, I feel that this is a representation of a harmony with my body, mind, and soul that I would like to see. I like that my body takes a little bit more space, right? Because it's also a physical representation. It deals with the physical realm. So I want it to be active. I want it to be involved in everything I do and have a lot of energy. My mind also, right now, I feel like I'm super focused, and I'm in that kind of like mode where I need my mind, and I want my mind to work in a very harmonized way, right? So with meditation and stuff, I want it to be my beautiful servant. And then my soul, I would like to bring just a little bit more right now in these practices, a little bit more soul, right? Because I feel like I've been disconnected, and my drawing was here. So this is basically how I want to be and how I want to see myself right now. Or what next we're gonna do here is we're gonna dissolve these shapes, right? So first of all, I'm gonna start with my body, and I'm gonna draw a neurographic line on top of it. And just try to breathe. Maybe think about what do you want your body, how do you want your body to feel? I feel like I've been quite in peace with everything I do. My body was very responsive and grateful. I'm grateful for my body, and I feel the same response. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna just draw lines and just dissolve this shape with neurographic lines. Don't worry, we're gonna make it beautiful. Just as of now, just try to dissolve it so you can really see it, right? And try to feel that expansion. If you just, like in my case, went ahead and expanded your body a little bit more, try to feel that expansion as well. Try to feel that you getting bigger in size, right? And energetically, that your body is taking more space right now in your world. And what also I would like for you to do is just to make these main shapes the correct shapes, right? We're stabilizing right now everything, so try to make it main characters. So when you look at your drawing, you truly see only those shapes that you have corrected for yourself, right? Okay, now we're gonna go to the mind. Breathe, like you can right away make it seem more visible. And also think about maybe how was your mind before this drawing right now? Where were your mind before? So my mind was pretty on point with everything. I've managed to have it kind of serve me, right? But sometimes I do feel like it just goes out of control in a way. So when I'm expanding my mind and working right now on my mind, I'm also thinking, well, how do I want it to work? First, I wanted to concentrate on the positive aspects of things and events that are happening with me, right? I don't want it to bring me all the traumatic experience or the negative or the pessimistic experience or thoughts that have happened to me, that if my mind keeps on doing this, and obviously you're in control of your mind if you want so, right? But it also could be the case where your mind controls you. Just snap out of that thought and like, nope, I'm not tuning to this radio station. I'm tuning into the station where if I'm starting something new, even though I had maybe a negative experience with this, I believe that this time, with my knowledge and my wisdom right now, my mind would help me, my brain would come up with new ways, and I know that if I put enough energy, I will succeed, whether it's relationship or maybe new business endeavor. Regardless of the topic, I know that my mind from now on is harmonized with this, let's say, triangle, and it will help me in my journey, right? So now again, if you see like some of those lines, just go ahead, draw a neurographic line and try just to dissolve it. So now you see it's kind of like way more intrigue. Oh my God, like I see my body, my mind here, and it, like I feel already so way more calm, way more certain that things will work out just the best way for me, right? My mind, my body, and my soul now will be in alignment. Because it's quite important, you know, as well as be connected to your body, feel it, what it needs. If it needs just a little bit of rest, give it to your body. You know, don't blame yourself for maybe not being so productive one day, because this is just one day where probably your body is signaling you, hey, I need some rest, I'm tired, right? And there's nothing shameful about it. Just listen to your body. It's quite important to have that balance also with your mind, where you control your thoughts, where you know that your thoughts are not you, and they don't define who you are. Your thoughts just could be a learned pattern that in specific situation or environment gets triggered, and you just can't stop thinking about it. But you have to know that this is ultimately up to you. And taking a deep breath, concentrating a little bit more on the present moment, reminding yourself that your thoughts are sometimes not valid. They just something that you have learned. Maybe something triggered those thoughts again, and you need to remind yourself, no, this is not who I am. I am way, way different from those negative thoughts that are coming right now. And I'm gonna just acknowledge them. I see, okay. And they appear maybe because of this or that, or this person said something, or I felt something, right? It also can be triggered by environment. Maybe you got cold and all of a sudden you feel anxious, right? And when you feel anxious, let's say, you tend to bring some memories up and remember certain maybe negative events, and now all of a sudden your mood changes, right? So everything is connected. And my soul, I feel that energy, I feel that support from the higher self, from the universe, God, whatever you feel comfortable with, right? And I know that it will help me to choose a better path, to guide me. That intuition, that state of I know, right? Sometimes we say, I just know it. So this know it comes from your soul, from your spirit, from the collective wisdom. And I'm gonna go ahead and dissolve this shape. And I'm gonna draw these lines everywhere, because I need as much energy right now as possible. Also, when I'm doing this, it's like a check-in, right? It's also like a very interesting practice to do when you just want to see, well, what is going on right now? Maybe you got stuck somewhere and you want to see what part of you maybe is missing. Maybe you are too much actually in the soul realm and not so much in the physical, and you don't do certain actions, so you can change that. Maybe you so much like in your mind, and you constantly just thinking, and your body is small, and you're really not doing anything in a physical state, right? You can see that. You can do this algorithm one more time and like, oh, okay, yeah, no wonder I just feel so overwhelmed and tired, just because I'm constantly in my head. My head is so big, my mind like feels like so heavy, but my body kind of feels so light, and I don't really feel grounded. And that's where you start drawing and changing the shapes, and like, ooh, now I see, yes, I see, I got it now. Right? Maybe you just felt disconnected from your soul, and like everything is just, you know, kind of bland. You don't feel that that strength, that power that comes from like from the above, right? From the above. And you see, oh yeah, well, what is the last time I've done something for my soul? What is the last time maybe I've meditated or went for a walk, right? Or connected with nature, or anything, any kind of maybe hobby that you'd like to do. So it's a very good tool for you to just even analyze where you're at and maybe change certain things, and obviously, you know, come up with a plan. How can you make it better right now? I'm feeling so calm right now, because like I was very kind of engaged in just a lot of also physical activity, but now when I'm doing this, my body feels way more rested. Interesting. And now let's reflect. How do you feel? What do you feel right now in your body? How do you feel? What kind of emotions do you feel right now? I'm feeling, it's interesting, it's not as often, but I feel gratitude right now. Like a huge gratitude for every part of me, for my body, for, you know, keeping me alive, carrying me, showing me activities, you know, engaging in those activities. Giving me signs. I feel grateful for my mind, even though sometimes I used to blame you know, my mind for like, oh my God, you're such a stupid head. You had so many thoughts, and none of those thoughts like are accurate. Like you're just chaotic. You're thinking way too much. You know, you're making wrong decisions. And now I'm actually very grateful for my mind, for, you know, keeping me again alive, for bringing me some amazing ideas, for connecting with people, because it's also, you know, it's my mind that we acquired a lot of skills together, I would say, right? For pushing me sometimes through like my limits when I feel sometimes in my body, right? Like, oh, I'm drained, but my body goes, my mind goes, so you don't even know your strengths, you didn't even tap in your potential, so go. And it just energizes me even more, and I go ahead and I see that, oh wow, my mind really did show me the way that like I actually more energetic than I thought or I felt in my body, right? So it's amazing, like that just feeling of gratitude. And right now with the change in my soul as well, I'm super excited. Like I wanna and this is another thing that I would like for you to also implement here, is what are you gonna do with this change? Like if I want to connect a little bit more to my soul and feel that presence of God, of the higher energy, I'm gonna go and meditate. Like sometimes I really, and I'm guilty of that when I don't meditate, or I meditate like for me, meditation is just amazing practice. And I know how I feel, like I feel good after meditation. But sometimes because my body is too busy, my mind is too busy, like that soul got disattached. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna go and meditate on my favorite mountain. I like meditating somewhere on top, closer to the sky. My element is wind, so I like when it's windy and it's high. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna meditate for my soul, for connection. I'm also probably maybe can do an extra walk in nature this week to connect even more without phone, without anything. And you think for yourself, if your body was too small and you expanded it, what can you do to kind of like get that size pinned, I guess, right? Get that size stable. Maybe also it's some sort of activity. Maybe it's a jog, or maybe it's just a fast walking where you're gonna feel your body. Maybe it's a dance practice. Maybe it's a fitness practice, right? So something that will connect now you in your body a little bit better. Maybe it's a bath, right? With beautiful candles and incense, and you can bring the smell. You can sit down in your bath, relax. Maybe it's a massage. Maybe you need to go and get a massage session and treat your body so it can relax a little bit if you were tensed, or if that was too small and you didn't really feel the connection with your body. I'm gonna be honest, first time when I did this practice, I was kind of like, okay. But especially in the beginning, but like by the end, right now we are moving towards, finishing it up. I feel so calm and just so bliss and blessed with the fact that I have body and I have my mind, I have my soul, and it's not lost, it's here. Sometimes people feel like disconnected either with the body, or it's just the chaotic connection, like there's no synchrony with body, mind, and the soul, and they feel lost, and sometimes they think it's forever and just this is how they're gonna feel from now on, and they really don't do anything to kind of just prove themselves wrong. So if you feel at one point this way, remember that it's just that monkey mind right now engaging with you, telling that, oh yeah, everything is a math and that's not gonna work, right? So it's very important to do those things that we just discussed. What can you do in order to make that more permanent for yourself? The change in your body right now for this moment. Maybe sometimes in your life you will see that, okay, I feel that I need more mind or more soul. Like I want to disengage from even body and the mind, and I need my soul. And I'm gonna ask you, like, what can you do about it? How can you bring that size up? Is that meditation? Is that some practices? Maybe it's a breath work practice. Maybe it's yoga. Maybe it's just being alone somewhere in nature, without any devices, disconnecting from everything and just connecting to that higher self, right? It's like what they say, shutting down the mind and just being with your soul. Neurographics is, by the way, very harmonizing practice. So it's that where you also connect to the soul realm as well. All right, so I feel like I have enough lines right now, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and add some color. We'll see. How do I feel about my body now? What is the color that I feel that my body is in right now? That's definitely harmonious. It's very light. I'm connected to my body a lot right now. I feel like I want to go with pink. And also ask yourself, like, what does this color mean to you? So for me, pink is just that representation of maybe even blood. You know, blood is red, but pink is a little bit lighter. Is that kind of like maybe young blood? I would say that's probably the best how I can explain my state right now. It's like as if I have that young blood again in my body, and it just circulates everywhere. I have a lot of energy, and I'm super grateful for it, and that's how I feel. So probably that's how I would articulate about why did I choose this color. I also feel like I want to make some, yeah. Like brighter points. And that's another technique that I like to incorporate in neurographic drawing. I can draw a lot of lines together, so then when I color it, you know, it creates that kind of thicker point. It's like those veins right now, right? So I can color it and it looks absolutely amazing. Okay, I'm not gonna do it completely so we don't spend much time here, and you can go ahead and just be with yourself, because it's very internal practice. I think it's very sacred practice, and it's very intimate practice, right? Because you're working pretty much with yourself here. like the manifestation, your body and stuff. So I feel like you can do it on your own and just see how you feel. But I'm gonna go ahead and see and choose for my mind. For some reason, a color yellow got into my head. Yellow. Yellow sun. I guess like I feel my mind now is very sunny and bright, has a lot of positive, optimistic thoughts, and that's how kind of I would like to represent it. I feel like it's like a sun inside of my mind. Also, this is what you also can do just to kind of bring that shape slightly, maybe elevate it up. You can go and draw along the edges, inner edge, right here, and it's kind of will make that, in a way, like 3D effect, right? So you see, it's like it just a little bit deeper color. Great. So my soul, I think it's definitely a purple color. A little bit lighter. Don't forget to color the environment as well, right? Whole background. And I really feel like I want to leave this white, like give it a little bit of space. Interesting. Now my soul is connecting to my mind, and obviously it connects with my body as well. So I would like to see and feel it more, feel that present, follow the intuition, feel that connection. Sometimes when you meditate, you really like not here. It's like you're in a different realm, a different space. So it helps to resynthesize your mind, your body as well. You come back with way more power. Sometimes we tend to concentrate with our mind on some events, and we can really find a solution. And like practices like neurographics and just meditation, maybe even afterwards, I like to combine those. So after this practice, I will go for a walk and for a short meditation, maybe even drive up to my mountain and meditate over there. Amazing insight come out after this, because you already in that creative flow, tapping into subconscious, into collective consciousness, and so many different ideas and decisions will come out of it. So I highly recommend you combining these two practices. And just like this, go ahead. And for some reason, I wanted to prolong that color here around my body, maybe to unite my body and, you know, all my mind with my soul a little bit more. So that's how I can answer this. It's like, in a way, you see, like it's just getting into the physical realm, the soul. And it's interesting because, oh wow, I have such a beautiful insight right now. Because usually we can do either or. We can actually kind of be more towards the, you know, the universe, the God, and we kind of like tend to disregard the physical realm, saying like, oh, you know, I'm a meditator, I'm a soul, I'm a love, and paying bills is just something not for me, right? Or getting garbage out, it feels so unholy in a way. And right now, and I had this kind of like thing for myself and going on in my kind of meditation and contemplating on it, like how can I actually, like, is it really just one way or one way or another way? Can it be both? And right now I can see that I can totally, like with this, implement the holy, in a way, state with that physical, like lower realm state, and harmonize them. Wow, it's interesting. Don't forget to reflect. If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask in Slack. If you haven't joined Slack, please let me know. I will invite you or send you an invitation. And yeah, just like that, work on it. Maybe do some sort of a stylization. Now, as for the field lines, I feel like this would be my field line, and I'm just gonna color it in purple, right? And it's gonna go, 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 and that's pretty much what we can say would be a field line, right? Because it's a very thick line here. And same way I'm probably gonna do here. So it's kind of frames that that shape with body, mind, and spirit together. And as of my shape of fixation, like the fixation, this is going to be my fixation altogether. So thank you very much for joining this amazing practice, and I really hope just don't judge it from the beginning. You'll see the results just a little bit later. As if with everything with neurographics, you gotta give it some time to sit and integrate, okay? So write down how you felt after the practice. Write down what you're gonna do with the changes in your body, mind, or soul. What are those steps that you can do to kind of help it grow in that direction? And just reflect on everything. If you had any insights, reflect on those. And I feel that by coming back to this practice, you can really speed up any positive change in your life, because this is how I see it's possible. All right, thank you so much. Thank you for being a member of my Hero Quest. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.